we had looked at Urdu alphabets in more detail. We also looked at how those alphabets are grouped based on their shapes or based on their sounds. Today, we are going to look in detail about the changing shapes of the letters. And you will find that depending on whether a letter is in the beginning or in the mid or in the end, the shape of the letter could be very different. And this causes a lot of understanding issues when people are trying to read, because identifying the right letter based on its shape, whether it is in the beginning or in the middle or in the end, is very, very important for us to be able to read. Now, there are two key aspects. There are some letters which would always connect with subsequent letters. And unlike English, where you can write a word without the letters connecting to each other, they can all stand separately and still the word would be formed. But in Urdu, the letters would connect to the subsequent letters. Now, most letters do that, and we will look at it in more detail. Some letters do not connect with the subsequent letters. For example, Alif, or the letters of the Dal family, or the letters in the Re family, or Vav, for example, does not connect to the subsequent letter. But all other letters connect to the subsequent letters. So we will see how those shapes look when a particular letter appears in the beginning, or appears in the middle, or appears in the end, right? So please have a lot of focus on this. We will go through each letter separately, try and understand the rules of how it appears in the beginning, mid, and in the end. One thing to understand is that by and large, depending on their shapes, whether they are part of Be group, whether they're part of Jim group, whether they're part of Dal group or Re group, the behavior is similar, all right? So if you look at it here, we're looking at the first letter, which is Alif. Alif has this shape that you see on the screen in the beginning. Now, Alif's shape remains similar, whether it is in the beginning, if you see here, or in the middle. So the first word here is Amn, in which Alif appears in the beginning. The second word is Naam, in which the Alif appears in the middle. And the third word here is Fana, where the Alif appears in the end. And you will find that the shapes, whether it is in the beginning, or it is in the middle, or it is in the end, is very, very similar. And it retains the shape most of the time. That's one key behavior of Alif. If we go to the Be family, and we will see it across all different letters in the Be family, their behavior is very simple. So you see the letter Be here, which is on top. We have put three words here, which is one which starts with Be, the second where the Be is in the middle, and the third where Be is in the end. And you will find the first word here is called But, and the letter Be is in the beginning, and the shape is like this. There it truncates. So it truncates after the initial part of Be, and a nokta is there in the below. Similarly, if you go to the second word here called Sabak, the Be is in the middle, and you will find that again it truncates and with a nokta below. But in the third word, where the Be is in the end, which is Tab, the full Be appears. So, which essentially means that if Be is in the beginning or in the middle, it will get truncated, and it will can be identified based on the small shape and the nokta below. And when it is in the end, it will retain its shape, right? So this is what is the behavior of Be. You will find a similar behavior with most of the Be group letters, okay? So if we go on and look at, for example, Pe. And here I have put three words, one which starts with Pe, Palak, the second word Lapak, where Pe is in the middle, and Tadap, where Pe is in the end. In the first one, the Pe, you will find that it truncates, and the shape is truncated with three noktas below. In Lapak, the Pe truncates, it is in the middle with three noktas below. In the Tadap, the Pe will retain its shape fully, right? Similar thing you will see is applicable not just for Be, Pe, but also, for example, Te. Te, the first word here that we see is Tab, it truncates. The second word here is Kitab, it truncates. So you find that there is a truncated Te. And the third word is Baat, where it retains its shape. And you will find the similar elements in the letter Te, which you can identify with this special symbol on top. We have three words with te, one called tal, where the te appears in the beginning, it truncates. The second one where the te appears in the middle, which is atak, again it truncates. And the third one, which is lapat, in this the te retains its shape fully, right? So that's how the behavior of this group. You find the same thing going forward with se. You have, with se, we have three words, samar, nasr, and Abbas. Now in summer, the se truncates, and you can identify that with the truncated summer here. Truncated se, three noktas on top. Nasr, you have again a truncated sa. So you have noon, se, and re, and se truncates here. Third word, which is Abbas, in this sa appears fully in the end. And this is how the Be group behaves. Truncates in the beginning, truncates in the middle, and retains the shape in the end. Now if we go to the second group, which is the Jim group, it also follows very similar method as the Be group. So if you see here, we have three words here with Jim. We have the first one called Jurm, where the Jim is in the beginning. It truncates, and the shape is something like this. Sometimes you would write like this. Basically, just to, if you see here, you write like this. So this maintains its head, and there is a nokta below. You have the second one here, which is called Mujrim, and if you see here, it truncates in the middle, and it retains the central shape of this. Of which is its neck, is part of the neck with the nokta below. And in the end, the word here is called ilaj. The Jim retains its full shape. Same behavior as we saw with the Be group is also with the Jim group. And you find here with Jim. Same story will be repeated for Che. So here we have three words here, Chaman. In Chaman, you will find that Che is truncated in the beginning. And if you would see here, it is now slightly more better in terms of that loop is not closed and the loop is open. And you will see the three noktas below. In Machal, which is the second word, Che appears in the middle and it truncates from the middle. And in the third one, which is called Kharch, it retains its shape fully, right? So this is how the behavior of this group, and same thing will get repeated for He. Here we have got three words here, one called halaq. Halaq, you will see similar to Jim. It's retained. The only thing is the nokta is missing. Mahal. In Mahal, you will find that it is centrally you have he, and it retains here. And in the third word, which is called nikah, you will find that he retains its shape fully. Right? So in the similar fashion, we can keep moving. You will find the other one, which is the letter khe. And we have got the first word, which is called kharab. And in kharab, it truncates in the beginning, and you can identify with the nokta on top. In the second one, which is called fakhr, it is in the truncating in the middle, and you can identify it with the nokta on top. And this part, which is middle part of khe. And then you have the third one, which is shakh, where it retains its shape fully. That's the behavior of the Jim group, and we found it for both Be group and Jim group, the same theory, that it retains, it truncates in the beginning, it truncates in the middle, and it retains its shape in the end. Now we will just look at Dal group. Now if you see Dal group, it is Dal retains its shape everywhere. And similar to Aleph, it does not connect with any subsequent letter. So if you see here, whether it is in the beginning, for example, in Dar, or in the middle, whether it is in Fida, and the third, which is Yad, in all three, more or less the shape remains same. Sometimes when you write in the middle, it takes a slight form like Re, but it is still keeps that curve here, which helps you identify that this is Dal. And you can write it without that bit of angle, and you can keep it completely curved so that it looks Dal. So that's not an issue at all. But this is how the Dal behaves, and the same behavior is mimicked by the other two members of the family, which is Dal. So you will find here Dal, the letter in the word Dar. You will find that it appears in the beginning. in the middle, which is in nidar, and in the third word, which is umad, it appears similarly. So very similar representation, does not change the shape, whether beginning or middle or in the end. And if we go and check the same thing with zal, so zal also follows the similar pattern. You have the first word here called zara, and in that you will find zay appearing in the same. The second one is called azan. Again, it appears similar. In the third one, which is shaz, also it appears similar. So the same behavior for the dal family, that looks same in the beginning, in the middle, in the end, and you can easily recognize it. Same rule is followed by the Re family, the way the Dal family behaves, which is it retains its shape in the beginning, in the middle, and in the end. So if you see with Re, we have a word here called Raz, and in Raz it starts with Re, retains the shape. In the middle we have got Parvaz, so it appears in the middle, retains its shape, and in the end we have got Mazar, and it appears and keeps the shape the way it is keeping for Re. Same thing for Re. So if you see Re here, it is used always in the middle. You have no word starting with Re. So in this case we have Karva, and Re is in the middle, retaining its shape, and we have got Bhir, in which it is again retaining its shape in the middle. Slight bit of variation, but you can still identify it because more or less it remains the same. Same is true for the other two letters, which is Zay. So we have got Zakhm, where it starts with Zay, same shape, Mazar, where it is in the middle, and Parvaz, where it is in the end. And all places retain the shape. Similarly for J, we have the first word, which is Zala, in which the letter Z appears similarly, and we have got next one, this is Ajdaha, where also it maintains the same shape. So again, the rule the Dal family follows, same rule is followed by Re family as well, and the letters retain their shape in the beginning, in the middle, and in the end, right? We just move over. Now this is slightly tricky, so you will find this is Seen. Now Seen, like the Bay family, truncates in the beginning and in the middle, and keeps or retains its shape in the end. You will understand Seen, which looks like this, by what we call as shoshas, or basically these sections which are representing the part of Seen. So that is what looks like in the beginning. In the middle also, it keeps those shoshas, or those middle parts that are visible here. But in the end, for example, this word called Saas, we have got Seen in the end, and it retains its shape fully. So all three, whether Sabaq, it has a truncated view. It is Ghusl, where it is in the middle and it is a truncated view. In Saas, it has got a full view. Now, if you move to same logic is followed by Sheen. So you will find Sheen similar to Seen, but obviously three noktas on top. So you know it is Sheen. So Sharm, it is truncating in the beginning. Nashr, it is truncating in the middle. And Farsh, it is retaining its shape fully. All right? So same logic applies to Saad and Zawad. They truncate in the beginning. So Sabr. So Sabr, for example, if you see here, you have Saad, which gets truncated. This is the original shape, but it truncates in the beginning. Then the same truncated shape in the middle, which is Fasl, and it retains the shape in the end, which is Khas. Right? So that's how typically you are maintaining Saad and Zad. You can go look at Zad, for example. It has got the similar shape. In the beginning, truncates. In the middle, Muzir, it truncates. In the end, Gharz, it retains its shape, right? So same logic with Toy. No, so this is again different. So Toy will not follow the Saad and Zad rule. Toy mostly would maintain its shape. So for example, it is the first letter. This first word is called Tarah. In Tarah, Toy has retaining its original shape. The second word here is Qatar. In Qatar, Toy retains its original shape. In the third word, it's called Ghalat, and Toy is retaining its original shape. So Toy follows the logic for Dal group or Re group or Alif by maintaining its shape in the beginning, in the middle, and in the end. Same logic applied by Zoe. So for example, whether Zoe appears in the beginning as in Zulm, or appears in the middle in Nazm, or appears in the end in Ghaliz, it is maintaining its shape all through. Right? So that's what with Toy. Now, next one can take a special shape. Right? So for example, we are having An. And An in the beginning truncates. So you see here, it truncates. So its wrench-like head is available as when it is in the beginning. So the word here is ilm. This is the An. Then you have lam, and then we have meme. So ilm. Here, it is taking a slightly different shape. And it is no longer open, but that loop is slightly closed. And you have to understand that this is An. But in the end, An maintains its shape. It's called shuru. Right? So this is how it moves.